Hello, everyone. I'm Elizabeth from Live Blood Online, and I'm going to be handing you over to Dr. Ocker in a minute. And Dr. Ocker is going to be introducing us to the new software for live blood analysis. So just to note that the webinar is being recorded, and we will send you a recording of this Zoom meeting with all the links mentioned in the meeting. So I'm just going to continue admitting everyone and hand you over to Dr. Ocker. Hello, Dr. Ocker.
Hi, and thank you. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this webinar. We are going to basically go through the features of the new software that we've developed for live blood analysis. If you've not been on one of our training courses, we have a very comprehensive course on live and dry blood analysis. And we've had, over the years of training, we've had several requests by practitioners for a type of automated system for live blood analysis, something that would make reporting a lot easier for practitioners, instead of using a template and physically adding images and editing as you go along. People have requested for something that's more automated, and that is what Bloodworks actually provides, along with a bunch of other very useful features. So one of the main benefits with the software is that it actually has an AI component that automatically detects, identifies, and characterizes anomalies based on your blood work, on your dark field images. And then also, very interestingly, combining all that information, looking for the common areas, the common indicators between all the anomalies that have been identified, and then it produces a list of focus areas. So, for example, if three anomalies point to vitamin B12 deficiency, B12 deficiency would then be listed as a high priority type of item. So that makes it a lot easier for practitioners, even experienced practitioners. Sometimes if there's a lot of information to kind of process, it becomes a bit challenging. And certainly for new practitioners as well, still learning how to identify anomalies and what those anomalies actually mean. Where you have this system available to do that for you, just makes it a lot easier to start implementing live blood analysis in practice. So let me share my screen here. If we can just allow sharing from your side there, Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Just bear with me here.
All right, no problem.
It's only allowing me to share for some reason. Just bear with me.
All right, no problem. Let me get my other window open so I have the images ready that you can actually have a look at as well. Case 3. Right. Fantastic.
It says when others share, when I share, it doesn't let me share. It's... Okay, just bear with me here.
In the meanwhile, Dr. Walker, can you talk more about the software?
Yeah, we need the screen.
Yeah, I think the best would be to have the screen on there. Then we'll just go through the features on the software so that everyone can see. That really would demonstrate what the software can do very, very nicely instead of trying to
Can
explain it.
Oscar help us here?
In what ways? There's a share button on the bottom.
Yeah, yeah, it says share,
Uh-huh.
and then it
So you
says
don't
share settings, host tools for share, or remove from toolbar.
you done this many times.
What's that?
You've done this many times. What is different now?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
No, sorry. I said that you've been doing this for many times. I was wondering what's different right now on your sharing button.
Okay, allow. Okay, you should be okay now, Dr. Ocker.
All right, let's see if it's working. Ah, fantastic. There we go.
It looks
All
like
right.
you needed to request the share.
It looks like that. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
sorry
there we
about
go.
that.
Now we are good to go. All right. So you should be able to see my screen there. All right. So let's go through the application. I'll run through the features. So it is a cloud-based application. So there's no need to install an application on your computer. Everything runs on this cloud-based application. The benefit with that is, of course, that the data is secure. There's no risk of anything happening to your information if you have some sort of computer issue. And of course, with updates, anything changing in the back end of the software, it's immediately available to you as well. So there's no need to install an update or anything like that. So this is the landing page. If you go to bloodworks-ai.com, this is where you would land. And the first step to do then, and we'll go through the step-by-step process, is to register as a new user and to get your account activated. Once you've done that, then we go to the login screen, enter your details, and click login. All right, and then we have a bunch of features available on the left-hand side here, and we'll go through these in more detail. You're able to access the subscription, your account details there. What you would need to do as soon as your account has been registered is to go to the practitioner details and enter your details in the fields provided here. Very important to do this because this is what the system will then use to produce a report. To have those details on the report is obviously quite important. So this is the practitioner details screen here. And then let's have a look at the case analysis, because that's really where the benefit of the software becomes really obvious. So let's type in the client's name here. All right, and date of birth. There we go. Right, it's not a lot of information needed, really just enough to produce the report. So first name, surname, date of birth, and the date of the appointment. The date of the appointment can, of course, be any type of date. So if you've seen the client previously, if you saw the client previously and recorded some images, then you can just use the date that you actually saw the client on, and and then the report will have the correct date on. All right, so we have a few options here. The settings for, or the option for dry blood analysis is not yet available. We are working on that at the moment, and then there is also another feature that will allow for lower magnification images to be analyzed as well. So for now, it is the optimal level of magnification being used here, 1600 times in dark field. And then it's just simply a case of selecting your images. And then we click submit. All right, so we're able to track what the application is doing down here. It starts by analyzing the images, categorizing the anomalies, and before the reports are produced, it'll bring up a screen where we're actually able to still do some editing. This is a fairly new feature that's been added based on requests from our users, where you as the practitioner can then make changes to the recommendations to suit your own particular style, and specific names of particular brands that you're using in terms of supplements can also be added to the report before the report is actually produced. So let's have a look. So we have a summary of the findings here, and you can click on these images to see what's been identified before it's sent to the report. And you're able to make some notes here as well. I'm just going to put a few notes in here, but of course this is up to the practitioner to decide what they want to add in here. So you can see all the anomalies that have been identified here. There are some grades assigned here based on the prevalence of these anomalies in the sample. All right, you're also able to add additional images. So if you have a dry blood image that you'd like to add, you can do so as well. Let me get an example of one. Just going to use this one. Okay. Lovely. There we go. It is actually there. What are you talking about? Okay. Let me use the other one then. 14. Fantastic. All right. So let's add in a few notes. Right, so this would allow you to add other images that you've taken, perhaps of the dry blood sample at different levels of magnification that you want to add in, and add a few comments about. This would, of course, then be included on the report. All right. Now, under the actual action plan, we have the main indications, the main health implications that have been identified based on the anomalies that were detected. The top 3 health implications are listed here under the action plan, with specific dietary, lifestyle, and supplement recommendations. So in this screen, you're actually able to edit this depending on your particular style or what type of products you work with. It has included the common areas between these 3, and then you can go into those individual areas as well and edit as needed over here. So this is quite a lot of information. So obviously for the client, it might be a little overwhelming. That's also why we've allowed for editing here. So as the practitioner, you can then decide that we're only going to focus on these particular recommendations, so the others can then be removed, or you can add any other modalities that you're working with. If you want to recommend, for example, intravenous treatments, that can be added in under the recommendations as well. So everything here is 100% editable. So if you want to work with a specific type, then you can add that in as well. All right. So once you're happy with everything, then it's just a case of clicking Generate Report. And then there are 2 reports produced by the system. There's a practitioner report and a client report. The practitioner report is a lot more detailed, and we'll go through the examples now so you can actually see a lot more detail really for the practitioners' records and for the practitioner's reference as well. Also, if you work with other practitioners, if someone has, for example, referred a client to you and you want to send a report to them, then this will be ideal. The client report is a lot more focused really on the main indications and the main sort of focus areas to prevent clients from becoming overwhelmed or from the information appearing to be, you know, medical or diagnostic. We, of course, want to be careful of that as well. All right, so this is the practitioner report. We can see the client and practitioner information there. We also list the anomaly types, health implications, and medical considerations. It actually measures the red blood cell size as well, so you're able to see the degree or extent of anisocytosis in the sample, so the difference in size between the red blood cells. And this is where it gets very interesting. So we have a graph showing the main health implications, of course, based on the anomalies that have been identified by the system, going from the most important to the least important. So this is quite a good visual to see, showing what the main issues are that one would need to focus on. And then we can see in the next page where this information actually comes from. So the implication for inflammation, we can see the specific anomalies that correspond to that with the grade assigned. The G3 there would be grade 3. So the grades assigned to those anomalies. So it works out basically through how many of those anomalies relate to one particular finding or one particular health implication. It would show it up like this. So in basically order of importance. So when we focus on the first 3, usually that is the basis of where things are coming from in the case. That's really where we should be working to achieve results in practice. Going down the list here, so we can see the lower ones really only have 1 or 2 anomalies that are associated with it, so not really important for us to focus on. Also on the practitioner report, we have the medical considerations. Now in practice, this isn't something that you'd be using regularly because it's only really for when the case isn't really shifted as expected. If you're seeing that the particular anomaly isn't really moving despite the recommendations and interventions that you've given the client, in those kind of cases there may be some underlying medical condition that would be to blame, and there are specific conventional laboratory tests that would have to be done then to exclude a specific medical condition. Right, so very similarly, we have the actual scoring shown here as well to show where these implications have actually come from. Right, going on to the clinical action plan. So this is just the common areas between those 3, and then for inflammation specifically, we then have specific recommendations in terms of diet, supplements, and lifestyle. And this would, of course, show depending on how it was edited by the practitioner. So we can see the cetrioglutathione that I entered in there. Of course, any edits that you as a user would make would show up on this report. All right, also recommendations for latent acidosis, and then also recommendations for liver stress. All right, and then similarly for the medical considerations, we have specific diagnostic investigations that are recommended basically to exclude those medical conditions. All right, and then details on the actual anomalies identified as well. So we can actually see them highlighted here. This is what was detected by the AI, and we can see all the anomalies shown over there as well. So as you can see, these images are in dark field and the magnification is quite high. It's about 1,600 times. That is specifically with the microscopes that we use. If you have a different type of system, you would need to look at setting it up so that the images that you are getting are comparable to this. If the magnification that you achieve on your microscope is significantly lower, then the accuracy of this would also be a little lower as well. So there may be a few inaccuracies then if you are using a different type of system where the images are not exactly the same. Right, cloud patterns identified there, fermentation on the red blood cell, lymphocyte aggregation, lymphocyte identified there as well. Right, and then you have your reference images at the end. So whatever images you decided to add in that other screen where you're able to edit, these will then be shown at the end with your notes as well. Right, let's have a look at the client report. Right, so for the client, we have a reference image here just to show what normal blood should look like. Many clients that come in for live blood analysis, of course, would not really know what specifically to look for in a live, normal or healthy live blood sample. So this is just so we can see what they should be aiming for. And we have the images there showing the anomalies that have been identified. As well as the health implications. So on the client report, we don't have those medical considerations because that would seem almost sort of diagnostic to clients that are not aware of how live blood analysis is actually used in practice. So we also just want to avoid causing panic or creating a bit of overwhelm with clients. It's really a case of just focusing on what the main issues are that they should be working with. All right, so let's go over to some of the other features here. So as you can see, the reports are produced automatically. It does allow for editing, so you can make changes as needed, but the actual process of producing reports is a lot more easier, really not time consuming at all, and the images are automatically added as well. And the list of potential implications really very, very useful then as well. Right, so client reports, you're able to then find reports of any of your previous clients, those that you've seen in practice before, that have gone through the system. You'll be able to find the details. Let's put in the name that I used earlier. So you can see there's two separate visits that are visible here, and you can download those reports at any time. Right, under client progress, this actually allows you to compare between two visits. So if you had a client that came in, you can basically search for them by their name. It will bring up all the visits that they've had, and then you can select between any three of those visits to compare between them. So just select the earliest date first, and then the follow-up visit, and then click compare. Right, we can see various things being analyzed here. We can see the green number there showing that there has been improvement. So just at a glance, we can immediately see that things have improved. In the severity breakdown, we can see it very clearly represented there. And then you can drill down into more details by looking at the individual patterns. So we can see in terms of the low protein linkage between the first and the second report, significant improvements, and then we actually have an increase in the number of normal red blood cells as well. So a significant improvement. A lot easier to do this than to just look at the samples and assess them visually. We can put them into the system and get a very accurate breakdown of how things actually changed. Right, another very useful feature is the professional knowledge library, and this, if you have been on our training course, this information would look very, very familiar to you. We've just included the information about these anomalies from our training course onto the reference library here, where we can basically click on any of these and then see details about these. You can scroll through images as well. So examples of this particular anomaly. Very useful to have this, because obviously the more examples you see of a specific anomaly, the easier it is to identify and the more familiar you'll become with it as well. Also useful if you've seen an anomaly listed on the report, you can come through to this section to then confirm the findings if you have any doubts. Right, and then information about the actual anomaly in terms of the clinical implications, specific symptoms to be expected, recommended interventions, as well as pleomorphic and medical perspective. All right, so that's available for all anomalies. We can see the breakdown there between the red blood cells, white blood cells, pleomorphism, and plasma as well. Right. There's also a new calendar feature, and this allows you to schedule your appointments with your clients. Very useful, because often people tend to forget their appointments. So this allows the clients to be reminded of the appointments. It will send a reminder automatically to them a day before the visit and then an hour before the visit as well, to remind them of the upcoming follow-up appointment. So this allows for you to have all your appointments for live blood analysis centralized in one area, with automatic messaging then to your clients. Right, so let's have a look at the process. If people have any questions about how to get started, let's go through those details now. Lovely. All right, there we are. All right, so firstly would be to go over to bloodworks-ai.com and click on register, fill in your details there, then also send an email to info@livebloodonline.com with the subject line new account registration. That will allow us to then activate your account. You then need to just look out for your registration email in your inbox. That would then be used to validate your account. So you just need to click on the link there to activate the account. And once that's been done, you actually have a 7-day free trial period that you're able to then work with the software over those 7 days to work with the features and to see how everything works. 3 free reports are also included, so you're able to actually test specific clients and see the outcome from the analysis with the AI-assisted analysis. Right, so after you've had your account activated, remember to go over to the practitioner details tab and just complete your information on there so that the report has the correct details on there. That's only something that has to be done once. Once you've completed the information there, it's all stored on the system, and the system would use the same information then with each report that it produces. Right, so you do have a 7-day free trial period. After that expires, then you can then choose a subscription plan. We have an option for a monthly subscription and an annual license. So you can choose either or. If you choose to go with a monthly rate, that allows for obviously flexibility. The yearly fee it provides more value. That is a discounted rate. over the year, or when the subscription is taken on a yearly basis. And then also reports are purchased separately. So those are available in bundles of 10. It's $25 per report. And we'll go through the costs next as well, just to clarify how everything is structured. All right, let's make this slightly smaller. All right, so there we have the fee structure. So these are fees for non-attendees. If you have completed our training course, or if you're currently on the training course, you'll qualify for a substantial discount in these fees. You can see the fees that attendees pay is substantially lower than the non-attendee rates. And we have more information available on the training course as well, and how to register if you'd like to take advantage of the discounted rates. You can see larger bundles of reports provide better value as well. The cost per report then reduces significantly. Now, reports don't expire, so if you choose to take 100 reports and you're not able to complete all of those, it will run over to the next year as well. It doesn't expire. All right, for non-attendees, the reference library that we looked at with all the images of specific anomalies as well as their description is available for attendees at no extra charge, but for non-attendees, it's a once-off cost of $7.49. All right, and then if you'd like more information on the training course is available for $9.95 US, and you can find more information at livebloodonline.com. So if we have perhaps any questions, we can go through those, Elizabeth, and then just see what people are still unsure of.
Yeah, absolutely. Any questions, please put them in the chat box below. So so I suppose that this will join the dots a lot for live blood analysis practitioners.
Absolutely, it really does. In terms of actual anomaly identification, it makes a big difference there because the system actually scans through each image. It identifies whatever is there. And, with testing the system myself, I've seen many instances where it picks up anomalies that I might have missed because, when you're busy, you focus on the main sort of obvious patterns, but it actually picks up everything that is there. So very, very useful in terms of, actually having a more complete type of analysis, and then very useful connecting the dots, so looking for what's actually common between the specific anomalies that have been identified, what those sort of implications are, and to then produce a list of the main focal areas that one needs to work with clients is really, really valuable. That's something that takes quite a lot of time and quite a lot of experience to be able to do. And here the system really does it for you. So it really makes things a lot easier.
Okay, and will it save them a lot of time?
Yes, absolutely. So instead of spending a long time going through these samples and identifying anomalies yourself, you basically take images and send that through to the software, and it does the analysis for you. So it's not a case of replacing your expertise. It's really just to make things easier for you. So as a practitioner, you'd of course still review what's been produced by the software, and you're able to make changes as you need to as well.
Okay, and also I should imagine the appointment app will be very time-saving and useful as well.
Yes, definitely. So, despite live blood analysis, the value of live blood analysis to motivate clients, they are a lot easier to get back for follow-up visits, just because they're worried about the state of their blood and they want to see how things have actually changed. We do still see people that sometimes miss appointments, or they're feeling better and they're not coming in for follow-up. So this will make a big difference there to help improve, follow-up visits, increase the numbers there, and just to make it easier as well, saving you time where you don't have to physically personally contact a client. They'll get a notification automatically via the application.
Wonderful. Valerie's asking, I was late. Will the recording be available? Yes, we'll be sending a recording to everybody with all the links. And also, will we be including the price structure in the email, Dr. Ocker?
Yes, we can absolutely do that. I'll share this document with you and then we can just attach it and send it through.
Okay, we'll also send you information on the Live Blood Online Neogenesis Systems training course for anyone that wants to know. So that will all be sent out to you later today or tomorrow. Tomorrow, actually. How much time would you save using this system?
Well, a lot of time, it's instead of spending 30 minutes to an hour, it would take 10 minutes or so to produce the report. So significant saving in terms of time, and you're able to produce these professional reports that you're able to share with your clients instead of having to do those reports manually. So if you were compiling your own reports, that depends on how much information is included in report. That could easily take another hour as well. So with this automated process, as you saw, it really is just a matter of minutes. So a significant saving in the amount of time that's spent with each client.
Thank you. Can you compare the anomaly pictures side to side?
The images produced by the system, well, you're able to see them not really side by side. They are shown on the report just underneath each other, and then also on the screen where you're able to edit, they're also shown underneath each other. So if you zoom in, you're able to see more than one image at a time if necessary, but otherwise you just have to basically scroll down.
Okay, we don't have any screenshots for that, do we?
Well, we have the reports that we can have a look at just to show how those images are shown on there. Let's make this a little bigger. Yeah, so basically here you would just scroll to view each image individually.
How big can you get that?
We can zoom right in there.
Okay, so you're seeing all the anomalies all labeled.
Yeah, absolutely. So this allows you to see what the system has seen and identified, and you can basically go through those. Now, in the editing screen, there is an option to make it full screen, and then you can basically view the tags and the anomalies that were identified that way.
Is that color a part of the system, or is that something that attendees can do themselves?
The colors applied to the images here,
Yeah.
that is produced by the system. So that's automatically produced. The colors are assigned just to allow the images to show, so you can see the difference between the specific anomalies that were identified.
Marvelous. Okay. On one of the screens, it indicated that there were other discounts if you were a course attendee.
Let's go to
Is
the
that
fee structure.
Just bear with me. It indicated that you were there were other discounts if you were a course attendee. Is that the reference library, or are there difficult to see the full question here? Or are there other discounts? So does the discount apply to, if you're a course attendee, to the reference library, or are there any other discounts?
Yes, absolutely there are. So the reference library is included at no additional fee for course attendees. So that's a saving of about $750. And then there's discounts on the actual subscription prices as well. For non-attendees, the annual license, if you choose the annual license, would be $9.99. If you're a course attendee, it's $5.99. So significant saving there. The same type of saving applies if you choose the monthly option as well.
Okay, thank you. Are you able to export full report with suggested tests to yourself?
Well, you have that available. That's something, the full report, the practitioner report with all the recommendations, the suggested medical investigations as well, is all available on the practitioner report, which you would download from the software, and that is then, you know, a PDF that you're able to then save to your hard drive and use as needed.
Okay, thank you. It looked like you had an option for billing in the app. Is that the case?
Yes, absolutely. So let's go back to that screen. There is the option under the account. It will show your current balance, and under the subscription is where you can go then to basically register your license. So you can choose your subscription plan, whether you would like to take the monthly option or the annual option, either or. And then you can choose your bundles of reports there as well. So this is all done like a standard e-commerce type of site, where what you select will be added to a basket, and then you can check out to complete the purchase.
Okay. Does the reference library contain parasitic forms, including cyst formations, as found in T. gondii?
The specific patterns included in the reference library are specific patterns that are included in our course materials. We have some information about parasites in the course materials, but a lot of information related to parasites are actually from the dry blood sample, which is not available in the system at the moment. We have some information about some of the parasitic patterns that can potentially be seen in live blood samples, but these are only those that have really been properly verified.
Okay, thank you. So you show the patient his, her, or her progress, yes?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Very, very important. A very important part of a live blood analysis practice is to show clients before and after. So you're obviously able to compare and show them physically the two separate reports, the first client report and the follow-up client report. You can show those to them side by side. But for the practitioner, it's very useful to have a look at that client progress function, where the system will actually compare between the reports and show you actual metrics of each individual anomaly, how they've changed and how the patterns have shifted, generally over time.
Thank you. And will the AI intelligence improve with time?
Yes, yes, absolutely. So it is, machine learning, and it is constantly learning as it's going, and that's something that constantly is improving. Accuracy level already is very high; it's in the upper 90s, but there are, of course, some patterns that are not as accurately identified, and that is something that the system is currently continuously working on and improving.
Thank you. What does the percentage mean on each identification?
That's just the level of confidence with which the anomaly has been identified. So if you look at the specific images, and we have a 87% for fibrin, that indicates the level of confidence that has been that the anomaly has been identified.
Thank you. And Do you need a special camera with your system?
Well, it's more important to have a good dark field system. The microscope really needs to produce a high degree of contrast, so we get these images where we're able to see all these fine structures between the cells clearly, including things like fibrin and the chylomicrons and all the pleomorphic growth forms as well. So if you have a microscope that produces that type of image, then the camera, whatever camera you're using, will actually be suitable. The value or the importance of dark field really comes down to the specifications of the microscope itself.
Thank you. Does monthly mean that you purchase it every month, or is it automated?
It is purchased monthly, so you would basically be notified when the subscription is run out, and then it's just a case of renewing that license. There is, of course, we can look at including auto renew as well. That's something that could be added, but for now it's renewed manually.
And how much do you suggest charging clients for sessions with this AI option?
It really depends on where you're based. Pricing for live blood analysis varies, between countries. In the US, it's around, I think, about $150, somewhere around there, for a session. And of course, depending on what you're currently charging, adding this would add additional benefits to your clients. So you could look at increasing your fee if you're not really charging in that range yet.
Does each report, do we download and store it in the database?
Yes, absolutely. So the reports are downloaded. You would have it then on your own computer. You can store it in your in your documents wherever you like. It is also stored on the application itself. So if you in future, if you need to download a client report again, you can basically go to client reports and basically enter your client's name. It will show you all the appointments, and then you're able to download those reports again. So they are stored on the application itself, but once they're downloaded, you obviously can store it yourself on your own system.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. And can we attach the report to a client's intake?
Well, the reports on the system is automatically attached to that client's details. It's automatically associated with their details on the system. Once you've downloaded it, if you have another system that you're using for saving your client's reports on your own computer, then that can also be done.
Thank you. Okay, that seems to be the end of the questions. Any more questions, please put them in the questions box, in the chat box. So yeah, thank you very much for that, Dr. Oka. Very, very interesting. So I wonder if you could perhaps go over the pricing again.
Yes, absolutely. Let's go back to that
Alice
screen.
is saying this is remarkable. And also the free trial, what does it include?
Well, it includes basically all the functionality that you've seen, except for the practitioner reference database. But all the other functionality you're able to work with. You can test the system. There are 3 free reports included, so you'll be able to test and analyze 3 cases, and then basically work with download those reports and test the software that way.
Marvelous. And Herman's asking, can you also analyze dry blood?
Not at this stage. It is only for dark field at this point. Dry blood analysis is in basically being developed and will be available quite soon as an additional feature. But for now, it is live blood in dark field that's available on the system. The dry blood
Okay.
images can be added. That's why we have the option for users to add their own images with their own comments, so that the dry blood findings can be incorporated into the report as well. But for now, that is done manually. So you'd have to add the images in and write a short summary on the findings for those particular dry blood images.
Marvelous. And when will the dry blood AI be available?
It is currently in development. We don't have a specific date yet, but it is nearly there. It's really just a case of testing the level of accuracy against dry blood images. And once that is up to the standard that we need, then it will be made available.
Okay. And will the dry blood need to upload images for each layer, 8 layers?
Well, if you want to have images of each individual layer on the report, then definitely that would have to be done manually at this point with those practitioner reference images that are added manually to the report.
Okay. Will there be an additional cost for dry blood or when dry blood is added?
Well, we are looking at that at this point. We don't have a definite answer on the exact amount. There may be a slight increase in the subscription fee to accommodate for the dry blood analysis, but that will be made available as soon as the upgrade is completed.
And would the dry blood analysis be optional? Addition be optional?
Yes, that would be optional.
Okay, you might have answered this already. Would the new addition to the system be at an additional charge?
Yes, I think we've covered that. So we will provide more information on that once the addition is available.
Okay, and I wonder if you could just go through the charges again and just mention the reduction for attendees.
Yes, absolutely. So the subscription, you have the option of either taking an annual license or a monthly license. With the annual license for non-attendees, it's $999. For attendees, that is then discounted to $599. That's for the annual license. So a significant saving there. And then if it's on a month-to-month basis, it's $129 per month for non-attendees or $77 per month for attendees. So this is, of course, the subscription price. So the actual cost per analysis would be the annual subscription divided by the number of clients that you've seen in the year. That would be the actual cost per client, and then each client would require a report as well. The reports are purchased separately. The cost is $25 per set of reports for the practitioner and client report, and those are available in bundles. So if 10 reports are purchased, it's $250, and then as you purchase larger bundles of reports, the cost per report then becomes less.
Okay, thank you. And the system will live blood analysis, not only photos. I'm not sure I understand the question. System will be live blood analysis, not only photos.
Perhaps asking whether the system would analyze the actual live feed of the blood from the microscope. So instead of the user having to take images and then upload to the software, that the software would integrate with the camera and analyze as the blood is moving on the screen. That is also a feature that is in development and will be available as an update or an upgrade later on.
Wow, that sounds interesting.
Absolutely. And there are a few benefits with that, of course. You know, there are some things that are easier to identify if they are, you know, still alive or moving, if there's active movement on the screen. So that will allow for more features to, or more anomalies to be identified.
Right. We have another question here. Just bear with me. Here we go. Can you demonstrate an analysis that has something pleomorphic, such as chondrites?
Yes, we can. I'll just have to find an image that we can use. If you don't mind giving me a moment or two. I know we did have some images with chondrites. But yeah, there we go. Okay, I can just upload this one single image. Case 1-7. Okay, let's put that in there. Client. I keep doing that. There we go. 16. Let's take the date here. That's today. And then select the image. So, demo. Case 1-7. Right, so we'll just do the one image for now.
While that's running, Herman's asking, so the reports will be at an additional cost from the monthly or yearly fee?
Yes, absolutely. There is a subscription fee and then a report fee. So the reports are purchased separately, $25 per report. All right, so let's open this. We can see the chondrite identified there.
How big can you make it?
Let's see if I can actually just increase the size here. Otherwise, we'll download the report and then we can look at it there. Okay. See if there's anything that needs to be done here. Okay. I think I have to redo. Let's just make that a different date. What was this one here? All right, there we go. Right, so obviously just the one image this time, just to show the chondrite being identified there. So let's go down to the actual image. All right, there we go. Let's see how big we can make this. Here we go.
It's a very happy looking white blood cell.
There are a few damaged red blood cells here as well in between. All right. Any other questions at all, Elizabeth?
Yeah, you can clearly see the chondrites there, yes?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
How will the support for the system work? I am struggling to learn the system operation and features. How will I be able to get support?
The easiest would just be to reach out to the team at Bloodworks. So just info@bloodworks-ai.com. And the developers will be able to assist directly. You can also email me directly at info@neogenesissystems.com, and I'll also be able to assist from my side. But it is fully supported. If there's anything you're unsure of, any questions, you're welcome to reach out to us and we'll assist.
Thank you. Can you personalize the supplement options in the program to generate things you use in your practice? Hang on, there's a little bit more.
All right.
Or do you manually type in the brands on the report?
Yes. So it is done manually on the report. So before the actual report is generated, there is the screen that allows you to review and edit. And on there, then you would enter the specific brands and specific supplements that you'd like to use if, if it's different from what is being recommended on the report.
Wonderful. Okay. I think we've already answered this question. So, yeah, can you clarify again? Sorry if I misunderstood. Just to clarify, we pay a subscription for use of the system, but if we want to send the reports, sorry, this is not so easy. If we want to send the report, can't get the full question here. We can send, it's a tiny questions box.
Can I just ask it?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, great. So, so if we have the system, and we're paying the $9.99 or the $5.99 or whatever, then we can send reports, correct? If we don't have the system, then it's $25 per report, or is it like it's like we buy the system, but then if we want to send a report, it's $25 to send that report?
Yes, absolutely. So the subscription will allow you to have your account registered and activated on the software, but the actual reporting would require those reports to be purchased separately then.
Oh, okay. So each client, let's say each client, they want their report, it's $25 per client to send that report.
Correct, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
100%.
That's the two reports, isn't it? The client and the practitioner.
Absolutely. It's a set of two. It's for each analysis, essentially.
Okay, thank you. Again, what does the percentage mean? I think we've already answered that.
Yeah, the percentage shown in those images where the anomalies have been tagged just indicates the confidence that the anomaly has been identified with.
Okay. And each report is stored in the system for later view. Is that right? Later view.
Yes, absolutely. So it is available to download at any point in the future. You simply type in your client's name, and it will bring up all the visits that you've had with the client, and the reports for all of those visits can then be downloaded at any future date. It is stored on the system, but of course, with each analysis, you're able to immediately download the report and then use it. And if you'd like to print it or send it, you're able to do that.
And then the question is, do you have to pay again?
No, it's really just for the report to be generated. Once it has been generated, if you need to download it again in the future, there's no additional charge.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Any more questions, please put them in the questions box. Otherwise, we'll wrap up. So thank you for that, Dr. Rocker. Very interesting. And as I say, we'll be sending out the recording of this and also all of the links mentioned, the pricing. And if you have any other questions, then please get back to us at info@livebloodonline.com, or thank you, Oscar, Bloodworks. What was it, Dr. Ocker? Bloodworks dash.
Yeah, it's info@bloodworks-ai.com is the email that goes directly to the Bloodworks team.
Okay, thank you. We'll be sending that out tomorrow as well. Okay, so everyone's saying thank you and great system. And yeah, thank you all very much for joining us. So I hope it's been interesting to you, and I hope it's answered all of your questions. So as I say, we'll send you out the recording and the links and all the information, and we'll also continue to keep you informed of any developments. We'll also be compiling an FAQ with most of the common questions, which we'll send out to you, and we'll also be keeping this updated with your questions. So thank you, Dr. Ocker, for a very interesting meeting. And
thank you. Thanks so much for everyone.
We look forward to keeping you informed and keeping you up to date with the new software. So thank you all very much for joining us. Thank you from me, and thank you, Dr. Ocker.
All right. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.